If your Etsy views have crashed and you don't know why, this might be it. Etsy shadow bans are a real thing and they won't send you any warning. Your listings will still be live, but nobody will be seeing them. And the worst part, most sellers are accidentally doing this to their own shop without even realizing it. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the fastest ways that you actually get shadow banned and how to fix it so that you don't tank your shop for good. If you're new to the channel, my name is Robert Balaz and I am a 500K Etsy seller that started a year and a half ago, and I'm now doing this full time. I'm here to help you guys do the same if you wish to, and hopefully in the fastest time frame possible so that you can achieve even better results than I have. So with that being said, let's hop right into it. So first off, what is a shadow ban? What is a shadow ban, right? What's a shadow ban? So a shadow ban essentially means that your listings are still active, however, Etsy silently stops showing them in search. Etsy stops showing them. And yeah, there are a bunch of things that could potentially cause this, and that's what we're gonna jump into now. But again, normally you don't get any warning, right? So there's no warning. Etsy just decides that, nope, you are breaking the rules, essentially, and they'll start suppressing you. Now, this isn't them closing down your shop, they're just suppressing listings. So basically, it feels like traffic dies. Feels like traffic dies, essentially. That's essentially what it feels like. So obviously, we don't want this. We want to avoid this. And how can we fix this, right? So first off, the first thing that could potentially get you shadow banned is repetitive titles and tags. Okay? Now, this is something that maybe you wouldn't think of, but absolutely, it can be something that can actually lead to shadow bans. So what we can do to prevent this is use unique long tail keywords. Okay? This is key. If you don't know what a long tail keyword is, a long tail keyword is basically a phrase of words that make sense and that is something that a buyer is actually searching for on Etsy. So it's not just a bunch of keywords stuffed into a title, it's long tail keywords combined to make it flow and actually be a title. So you want to avoid repeating keywords. Okay? You want to avoid repeating keywords. Now, take this with a grain of salt because obviously you're going to be repeating keywords, right? It's just inevitable. That's how things work. A candle is a candle, right? You can't really say there's not a bunch of words for a candle, right? So you're going to be repeating keywords. However, we want to do our best to not do that to the best of our abilities. So we want to essentially find unique keywords and use those effectively in our titles and tags. Also, another thing we do want to avoid as well is to not have the same tags, for example, in all of our listings in our shop. Because essentially you are ranking, or not ranking, you're showing up in search for the exact same things, right? So basically you're canceling yourself out, which is obviously not a good thing. Another thing we can do is, as I already mentioned, think like a shopper, right? We want to think about what are they actually looking for in search, right? We want to know what are they typing in the search bar. That's what we want in our titles. And in our tags, the cool thing is that Etsy cross matches our tags and titles. So you don't have to just keep repeating the same words in our titles and tags. We can think of unique ones to basically maximize our chances. So next up, and another way you could potentially get shadow banned is copyrights and trademarks. Copyrights / trademarks, right? So it's kind of self-explanatory, no good, right? We do not want to copy, other sellers, right? It's so easy to just copy a title, copy the tags, copy the mockups, copy the design. Maybe you purchased the exact same design on Creative Fabrica and just slap that on a product and start selling it. That's not gonna fly, okay? We do not want to copy. We want to get inspiration from other sellers and make our own twist on it, but never do we want to copy. So we want to avoid trademarked words, okay? And these can be words that you potentially don't think are trademarked. So to avoid this, we want to always check trademark database. Always check trademark database, okay? We always want to do our due diligence here, check the trademark database, and if it's trademarked, then obviously we don't want to use it. This could be one of the fastest ways to actually get you shadow banned, and in worst case, potentially actually close your shop. So obviously we want to stay away from this. So next up, we have spamming with listings. So what I mean by that is by just pumping out way too many listings, okay? This is a sure way to get your shop shadow banned. What it's gonna do is you're gonna have a bad conversion rate, which is no good. You're going to be all over the place in regards to SEO. You're not gonna have optimized listings. If you're posting 20 listings a day, they're guaranteed not optimized. So your chances are not getting increased just because you're posting more listings. It's actually hurting you, okay? So Etsy's gonna think you're some sort of bot or something. We need to look like you're human because we are human. So what I recommend then is one daily listing, right? One daily listing. Fully optimized. Fully optimized and cater to specific niche, okay? We do not want to be all over the place. Etsy doesn't like that, okay? We want our listings to be fully optimized so that we have the best chance of showing up in search, but also getting sales, because Etsy ultimately is looking for sellers that have sales. That's what it's after. It's a win-win for them that you're getting sales. So yes, cater to a specific niche. That also will increase your chances. You need to be fully optimized and post one daily listing. This is what I teach. This is what I do. And this I found to be the perfect ratio of still putting out lots of listings, but also putting out quality listings and doing it at a slow enough pace that Etsy actually can understand what you're doing. Next up, we have bad reviews, okay? Bad reviews. Just before we move on here, if you want to know more about how I can help you, coach you one-on-one, if you're new to print on demand, or even if you're a seasoned vet and would like to know my expertise and how I can help you coach, I'll have a video linked down below in the description. It's an explainer video about myself and how I can help you and the processes that I have taken. And at the end of the video, you'll be able to book a call with me as well, a free call. So go ahead and check that out. And with that being said, let's keep going here. So bad reviews, this could be also a reason for you getting shadow banned. So how to avoid this? Always order samples. Okay? Nobody talks about this. Always order samples for the product you're selling before you start selling it. This is from personal experience. I have made the mistake myself and started selling a product that ended up being a bad product. You don't want that, okay? You want to order samples, look at the shipping time, look at the quality of the product, the whole package, the price, everything. What does the packaging look like? Look at all that before you start selling to your customers. Chances are, if you're not impressed, they won't be impressed. They will leave bad reviews. That only hurts you. So next, under promise, over deliver, right? Under promise, over deliver. So what I mean by this is, for example, your shipping times. Under promise, right? Put on a little bit of a buffer on your shipping times so that the people that are ordering are not disappointed when basically their order arrives late according to the shipping time. So under promise your shipping time, and obviously have good quality products. If you do this, under promise, over deliver, you're guaranteed to get good reviews. Third point here is proactively ask for good reviews. Okay? You want to, this is all about communication. Good communication solves lots of issues. Always ask for a review, but like even before the product is delivered, right? So, or if you can see in your Etsy dashboard if it's delivered. So if it's marked delivered, reach out same day and say, hey, I hope everything arrived. Would appreciate if you could leave a 5-star review, or let me know if everything's okay, type of thing, right? You want to have good communication with your customers, and this will make it so you get more good reviews and also avoid bad reviews, because then you have a chance to actually rectify the situation if there is a situation that pops up. So lastly, we have bad conversion rate, right? Obviously, Etsy doesn't want listings that have bad conversion rates. Conversion rates are super important. Not enough people talk about this. We want the highest conversion rate possible because that only promotes Etsy to keep pushing our listing more and more, right? So how to avoid bad conversion rate? Well, you want to, first off, turn off low performers. Turn off low performers. What I mean by that is low performing listings, right? So if you have listings that have been on Etsy for 6 months, no sales, then why do you have it on, right? It's not going to make sales magically. So turn it off. It's only hurting your conversion rate. You want to basically trim the fat and have listings that are actually selling and convert, because that's only going to snowball from there. Etsy's going to love your shop, keep promoting it, and yeah, as I said, things will just snowball from there. Next, you want a coherent design. Design to a specific niche, right? Your design, it needs to essentially speak to your customers, right? It needs to speak to their niche. So is it going to make them cry, right? Are they giving it as a gift for somebody? Maybe it's a memorial gift and it has a picture of the person on it, and it's obviously something that'll be cherished. Then obviously you're speaking to that audience then, and yeah, it's only going to be positive from there. So that type of thing is really going to increase your conversion rate, as along with mockups, and your SEO as well, right? Mockups, SEO, all that needs to be coherent. They need to make sense. They need to coexist and make sense to each other and be relevant, because Etsy's all about relevancy. And that's our strategy too. We want to be relevant, right? So with that being said, these are the things that could potentially get you shadow banned. There are other things as well, which we don't have time to talk about everything. But if you want a part 2 of this video, go ahead and leave a comment down below. And again, if you want to work with me or want to know a little bit more about me, click the link down in the description. It's just a video, no pressure. And with that being said, like the video if you've gotten value from it, and I will see you all in the next one.